All right, what's going on, everybody? Back again, and my bad, I was out of town for a week, so I wasn't about to be making any videos last week. But here we are, we're back, and we're getting back into the tutorial videos again. So, going to be doing a quick one today, and it is Coinbase Pro versus Coinbase Advanced Trading. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know about the advanced trading thing until I was actually just going to do like a little breakdown on Coinbase versus Coinbase Pro. And then I found this and I'm like, hey, all right, so what the heck is the difference? And I'm looking and there's really not a ton of difference. And so I checked out, other places where they're talking about some of the statistics, trading fees, all that good stuff. And we're going to look at that. But first, let's check out the charts real quick while we're over here. And you can see I have a few little lines going on. Nothing too crazy, but drew this little blue trend line here because, I mean, we got, look at this, 3 little peaks forming a trend line across the top. So, of course, you got to draw it just to see. Maybe we break to the top, maybe we don't. It's not a hugely important one. What is more important right here is this golden pocket off the fib retracement that we have been finding support at for quite some time here, and broke a little bit below there, but still, for a little while here, we've been staying above it. And even more important, let me jump up to the hour just so we can zoom out, see it a little bit better. This guy we had going on with this weird one where we kept getting these little like half dips coming down to this little trend line right here, and then this blue one kind of got it coming all the way back here off screen to this low. So, maybe potentially we see this come down, maybe this golden pocket comes over and we see, some support in this area where the two collide. Then, of course, we have another golden pocket coming basically the same exact extents, but in reverse. And, it's funny how often sometimes those tend to work out, just the reverse fib retracements. So I just kind of threw it on there for curiosity's sake. This guy is from an even older one from a different range. But really what I wanted to talk about is, we're still in this general upward channel right here. We've been trending more and more and more toward the top. Does that mean we are kind of topping out at it and maybe we're going to come back down to the bottom of this channel? Keep in mind we have this line right here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. We have a spider line right there around that little golden pocket, right around this blue trend line that we've been hovering above. A whole lot of things converging right in this area right there. Not to mention another spider line up here, which we've been hitting off of, for the most part, off the last 4 little peaks. So we're getting stuck in this little range right here. A whole bunch of things going on. So we'll see what happens when we finally break through, because, I mean, it can only last so long. We're already below this yellow line. We've been kind of, bouncing off the bottom side of it for a little bit now. But, we're coming back down to the area of this spider line. This short little trend, I just extended it out to the right. I have no intention of seeing if it goes that far. If it does, hey, whatever, I'll leave it. And then if we start breaking through there, maybe I'll extend these guys out. Obviously, this one right here, if I can grab it, is going to coincide with the next spider line to the downside if we start going that way. And of course, the big yellow trend line. And if we do break that big yellow trend line on the bottom of this channel, well, then everybody who said we're in an upward channel and upward channels break to the downside, they will be correct. And, maybe we'd be looking at that last dip that everybody's been waiting for. I'm catching rumors here and there saying, bottom around November, which is right over here. So, if we did come down and break out of this channel and come all the way down here, if it took a while, I doubt it would take that long. It'd probably be like, sideways, sideways, sideways. If we did something like that, I guess, it's a very reasonable case. It really is. It's easy to make the case for that. I know a lot of people feeling bullish, a lot of people talking relief rally. Honestly, I would not necessarily call this a relief rally. I'm no expert, but it's just an upward channel. It's a fairly weak upward channel. I mean, you look at all these flip-flopping money flows down here, and this is on the 4-hour chart, so it's weak sauce. It's weak sauce. It is not 2 million Schofield sauce. It is BW3 mild sauce. But all right, so let's get into the video we came to talk about. This right here is Coinbase Pro. If you don't know how to get to it, pro.coinbase.com. I know it seems counterintuitive. You think to go to like coinbasepro.com, which I actually did because it's been so long since I've been there and it took me to something that seemed kind of scammy. So I just stopped before it loaded. So heads up on that one. But this is what you will see when you get there. I have not adjusted any of this, customized it, nothing. This is, you know, straight up stock right off the lot here. And so for my beginners out there who have not used Coinbase Pro or any regular type exchange before, over here on the left we have the order book, and it is a nice little Vegas light show of flickering colors and numbers. And what you're seeing right here is the sell orders and the buy orders. And it is moving so fast because there are so many going on the books. And when we say on the books, you have the order book, like it says right here. And if you place a limit order, whether it be a buy or sell, it goes on the books. And they have what's called maker and taker fees. So a maker fee is when you are making an order on the book. You are placing an order on the book, and they try to encourage that so that people can see, you know, where people are leaning, you know, where are the most orders at, which brings us over here. And yeah, I'm having a brain fart. What this thing is called. Oh, that's terrible. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so basically it's the same thing as the order book, but you're seeing it in a chart form. And you see these like straight lines, these little cliffs. Those are called walls. So you might have a buy wall or you might have a sell wall. And so people will see that and be like, oh my gosh, okay, there's like a huge amount of sell orders right here at this price. So maybe a lot of people are thinking, all right, if we reach this price, a lot of people are going to be selling. The one thing you want to be careful for, though, is it can get a little manipulative. And, you know, people or even trading bots and things like that will put in large orders or large amounts of orders at a certain price. And then when the price finally starts getting up close to it, they'll back it off and take it off the books, kind of in an effort to bring the price closer to that or bring other people closer to it. Maybe they wait a little bit because, okay, I'm going to get on like close to the wall, and then the wall just disappears when it starts actually getting there. So keep that in mind. So, you know, you take it with a grain of salt. And if anything, the only thing I really ever look at it for is you can see, you know, a larger wave over here on the green side compared to the red side. So, all right, we got more buy orders in this range than sell orders. And I don't know if you could change the scaling on this one. Okay, so you can kind of zoom out, zoom in. And down here is where your actual orders will be. So if you come over here, which is where you place your order, you know, you're going to have your wallet balance. I do not actually have any USD on Coinbase. I pretty much immediately put it straight into like USDC or a stable coin or something like that. So I don't actually have USD on Coinbase at the moment. I could probably switch this up to like, let's see. No USDC, huh? Well, isn't that some funky stuff? All right. Oh, I probably should have mentioned that first. Up here, this is your market, or basically what asset you are looking at. And you can do all USD pairs, USDT pairs, Euro, Bitcoin, ETH, DAI, all that good stuff. And basically, it's just showing you whatever asset, you know, against whatever one you're picking here. In this case, it's US dollars. So, you know, it'd be Bitcoin 26,730. And then, you know, the current price. It doesn't seem like, I'm trying to watch to see, it doesn't seem like this is changing quite with this. So maybe it's like when you bring this little menu up, then you got your 24-hour volume, your almost worthless little line chart. And of course, it's nice that they do actually put the name below it for people who don't quite know the symbols yet. And they even got the little icons. Got your little Shiba Inu there. But I will say this, Coinbase Pro has gone and outdone itself with the number of assets on here. I mean, look at this. Okay, I think, nope, didn't reach the bottom. It's still going. So yeah, who knows how many that is. I tried looking it up in an older article just said 250 plus. So I'm like, okay. And the weird thing is some of the popular ones are even down here at the bottom, like ICP was pumping for a while. That was a popular one with people. Atom, that's a good one. Why it's down here, no idea. It's probably, no, it's not really even arranged by volume. So who the heck knows? Or maybe it's by, that's not really dollar volume. So it's hard to say. It could be. Maybe it's sorted by volume, which would make more sense. Have the popular stuff up at the top, and then you know, people want to jump where the liquidity is. If that's the case, are you telling me Doge is at the top? No, okay, I was gonna say. I don't know who's trading Tether USD, but okay, do your thing. So yeah, so over here, when you go to place an order, up here is your wallet section first. So you can deposit funds into your account. You can withdraw back, you know, to your bank or to your PayPal. Wait, this, okay, Coinbase Pro. I don't know if you could do PayPal on this one, but I'll get to that in a minute. And it's just going to say how much US dollars you have in your account or how much Bitcoin you have in your wallet. And if you change this, say we go to ETH, say how much ETH is in your wallet. Pretty straightforward. Then you got buy, sell order, simple, market, limit, stop order. If you don't know yet, market order just grabs, say you're buying, market order will grab the best price on this side of the book. Just automatically just goes in. And when I was talking about maker and taker fees before, so that would be like a taker order because you are taking something off the book rather than putting something on it or making an order. But it's basically, it's pretty straightforward. You just say how much you want. There's your market. Boom, place the order. It'll tell you your little fee or whatever. And just to say this one right now, so as opposed to using regular Coinbase, Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Advanced Trading both have, you know, better fees for, I mean, in this case it's trading, but even, at least so I've been told, have better fees for even just purchasing, or in this case, you know, if you're just putting US dollars on here, technically, if you're taking US dollar for Ethereum or Bitcoin, that is a trade. So I think it's like 0.05%. So it's going to be better than just buying coins on regular Coinbase as far as that goes. And then, of course, if you don't know what limit is, you're saying, okay, you know, 100 ETH at, you know, whatever price. Now, what I generally do is I'll come over here to the order book, and obviously things are flashing really fast. But, you know, if you're looking over here, this is going to be the amount of orders at that price. And you can increase the increment, which will make it a little bit clearer. So here we've gone up to $1. So each one of these is going to be $1 increment. So 1856, 1855, 1854. And you can see the numbers flashing, and that's, you know, how many orders are on the book per that price range. And so you can come over here, just 1869, 1869. You just click it, and it'll fill in that price on your order. Generally the best way to do it, because, you know, markets are always moving. It's not terribly fast right now at the moment, but, you know, say you, you know, the price is coming down, you want to catch it right now as it's coming down. You say, all right, boom, boom, place your order. Done, quick, easy. 188 grand in this case. But let's, I don't know, before something funky happens. And then, of course, you have your little candlestick chart. You can change your time frame. Right now we're on 5 minute. If you're feeling frisky, want to do some flopping and groping, you can come over here to the 1 minute. If you have patience of a Hindu monk, you could come over here to the 1 hour chart and watch paint dry. You could change it to a line chart, which I can't even think of any reason why you would want to do that, but there you go. And this little overlay, EMA, is exponential moving average, which will it even, I don't think I've ever even tried it on a line chart before. Hey, look at that, it will. Let's turn that off. It's disturbing me. So you can't really drag, okay, so you could drag the chart backward Can't really drag it forward. Okay, you can drag your time scales. It's certainly not a trading. Oh my gosh, what did I do? I broke it. Did it? Okay, I don't. Yeah, it's not a trading view chart, so it's not all, you know, normal. But you could throw the EMA in there. You got 1226. If you don't know what that is, I got plenty of videos talking about it. It's exponential moving average. Basically, it's taking, in this case, so 12, it's taking the 12 previous bars and printing the average right there. So each bar, it's printing the average of the 12 previous ones, and over time you get a line. And it's basically just giving you a line that averages out the prices. I'll leave it at that. So trade history is basically, if this is the order books that are waiting to be filled, this is the order book of orders that were filled. Time, price, trade size. There you go. I even got like these little bars to show you if it's big ones or not. Kind of like a little volume bar, which none of them are very big at the moment. And then the flashes are, you know, when it puts new completed orders on that list. So there you go. So that is Coinbase Pro. It is basically the same layout as, you know, any actual trading exchange page. It's a little light, you know, on options. Oh, and you do have your stop limit orders. Basically what that's saying is, okay, your stop price. So say when it reaches 1600 over here, when it reaches 1600, I want you to, you know, purchase 2 ETH. And obviously 2 ETH at 1600. I don't know, why is it saying like 8? Oh, sorry. Okay. So when it reaches 1600, place an order for 1590. So it's not going to put an order on the book until it reaches your stop price. And then once the price comes down, hits that 1600, it's going to place the order for 2 ETH at 1590. And then, you know, if it comes down to 1590, it'll fill the order. Now, there's more to doing orders on other exchanges, and we'll see this in a minute as we hop over to Coinbase Advanced Trading. Now, before I dig too much into this page, obviously you can see there's a lot of similar things, just arranged a little bit differently. The chart is a little bit more normal. It's not so short bus. You know, you got your various little trading view tools here. You know, you could... Oh my gosh, it's not letting me draw. Why? I'm trying to draw here. Where's my scribbles? Where? That's just terrible. That's just terrible. Okay, so apparently, oh, there it is. All right, day late, dollar short. Thanks for making me look stupid. All right, so, you know, you could draw it, do all that happy horse stuff. And apparently I clicked it multiple times. So maybe a little lag there. Yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. But to talk about the difference between Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Advanced Trading. So supposedly it's the same fees. Now, the higher your trading volume, I think it's like per month, your fees will actually go down and can go down to 0. So I am led to believe. Some people say that the trading fees are still a little bit less on Coinbase Pro. I don't know if they maybe have that confused with the purchase fees, like if you're putting money on or like directly buying coins. Can't really say, but Coinbase is saying that, you know, the fees are kind of the same as far as trading. I don't even know if I've ever actually traded one coin for another on Coinbase regular, so it's hard to say. Now, one thing that I did see people saying was that it's easier if you do use Coinbase as your on-ramp, which is where you deposit fiat money and purchase maybe stable coins or something like that. It is easier using Coinbase Advanced Trading because anything that is in your regular Coinbase wallet is automatically usable on Coinbase Advanced Trading. Whereas with Coinbase Pro, you have to send it over to your Coinbase Pro wallet. So, you know, that's a little bit of a benefit. Plus, you know, regular Coinbase has the little charts and stuff that show you, you know, how much it's gone up over time and all that, which for beginners, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Me personally, I generally tend to tie in a different app on my phone to various exchanges, and it automatically keeps track of my transactions and then tells me this is how much, you know, you made with this one over time and whatever the time frame is. And it's nice and gives me an idea of like what's actually going on, because after a while, if you're doing a lot of trading and moving things around and, you know, buying and selling things, it could be a pain in the butt to keep track of. And that app's kind of cool. It's called Delta. Check it out if you want to. It's not like I'm sponsored by anybody or anything. Just, I like it. I use it. That's what it is. Let's see. You know, pro fees decrease with higher volume. Supposedly both can do this. Now, the one interesting question that I saw somebody bring up is liquidity. You know, are they sharing the same liquidity pools? So are the order books the same between both of them? I have a feeling it's not, because if you have to transfer your funds from regular Coinbase over to Coinbase Pro, it seems like, I mean, they could, I don't know, they could be using the same market maker or something like that. I honestly have no idea. And it's the people that I heard, like saw talking about it, didn't really have an idea either. And nobody really gave a good answer. So one thing to keep in mind there, Coinbase Pro has been around for a while and people have been using it. And for years now, you know, people have been talking about like, don't buy it on Coinbase, buy it on Coinbase Pro. The fees are cheaper. And yeah, so I got a feeling that if they are different, you're more likely to have more liquidity on Coinbase Pro. Not to mention they have, you know, much more assets on there. I don't know how old the article was that I was reading, but it was saying that Coinbase Pro has 250 plus versus Coinbase Advanced Trading has 107. It's probably different because it seems like nowadays Coinbase is constantly adding coins and tokens to their asset list, to their market list. One thing I did see interesting, that it was in the form of a question, so I can't really confirm or deny at the moment. But they were saying there was a possibility of Coinbase giving you $20 to move your wallet from Coinbase Pro to Coinbase Advanced. And as far as I know, Coinbase Advanced is fairly new. Maybe not as new as the Coinbase One thing that they're trying to push right now, but it could be that they're trying to move more people over there to bring more liquidity over there, you know, to boost the books up. But I mean, looking at it right here, it's not terrible. I mean, it's really not. Like, the order book's moving. You know, it might not be flickering at lightning pace like Coinbase Pro was. And what are we on right now? We're on Bitcoin USD. So what essentially should be the most popular. But okay, now that we talked about some of the differences, and of course, you know, with Coinbase Advanced Trading, you have all of the easiness of using the regular Coinbase's features with, you know, withdrawing. You can withdraw to your PayPal account, I guess. You can use your debit and credit card to purchase or, you know, put USD in your account. So it's got that going for it. So, all right, so we have bigger chart over here with some of the basic embedded TradingView charting tools. Yeah, all that good stuff over here. I don't see... That is a darn shame. I do not see fib retracements or anything like that, which, yeah, you're getting a little technical in that arena, and I bet most people using regular Coinbase aren't doing a whole lot of advanced technical analysis. But you got your order book. Again, over here you have the increment on the order book, and you can see, you know, the bigger the bars of this color, the more orders there are per that increment. It's moving pretty decent, I gotta say. Then over here, you're almost looking a little bit more like a regular exchange, which I find interesting that they made Coinbase Advance, like, little order window better than Coinbase Pro's order window, which maybe because it's newer and they're like, hey, maybe we should do what other people are doing. I don't know. It seems to make sense. I always thought it was weird, just why I didn't really use Coinbase Pro very much, because they just like, all right, you left it simple still, which is cool for new people and all that. But I mean, if you're really trying to do the damn thing, you tend to want a few more options. But there is one thing that I found very interesting, and it is this. So, buy, sell, very much like, Binance or Bybit or Femex or anybody else like that, looking very similar. Limit. Okay, now they have this little bar right here, whereas, with most exchanges, say you have an amount in your account and you could pull this little slider over here and say, all right, take 50% of my wallet, drag it over here, and it'll just fill in whatever that number happens to be. So they did bring the slider in, but this was kind of cool. And this is for choosing your price, your limit price over here. You have this mid button, which actually picks, as far as I can tell, it's kind of moving fast, but I think it picks the midpoint number between, the lowest sell and the highest buy right there. And if you watch, there we go. It does change in live time. So that's kind of cool. I got to hand it to him on that. That was nice. And then you got bid, which of course, we are buying. So it is picking the highest bid number and constantly updating, which is also cool because you could still come over here and pick something even lower and it'll stay to it. But say you have a whole lot of price action, the candles are jumping up and down like crazy, and you're just like, all right, I just want to stay at the top of the book. You could do one of those. So that's kind of cool. So you don't get left in the dust with a limit order, like, setting it right here, and then all of a sudden the price is like coming all the way down. Or I guess in this case, it would be going all the way up, and your little limit stuck back here, never getting filled because the price just ran away from you. So it's kind of cool. That keeps up with it. Or you can go down by 1%, 5% lower, 10% lower. Which, I mean, unless you're setting orders for a rainy day, that 10% lower might take a while. And speaking of that, especially for the new people out there, you're probably not going to be doing it, right off the bat. But once you start getting some more money involved, one thing that a lot of people do is they set rainy day orders. And they will come onto the chart. Where are we at here? 15 minutes. Let's go to like 6 hour. They will come onto the chart and be like, all right, if Bitcoin ever gets down to 16K, and they'll place an order for, however much, 1 grand, 10 grand, something like that. It depends on what you can afford to just let sit there. And they will place, a stop order or just a regular old limit order, down here at like 16K. On the off chance that should, the price start having a dip, and maybe it just spikes down real quick and comes back and then kind of keeps going, because sometimes you will get crazy wicks coming down, especially dealing with places that don't have the highest liquidity and things like that. You get cascading liquidations and things, which that's generally more on leveraged trading contract exchanges. But they'll set those low orders and just be like, hey, on the off chance I would love to get it for that cheap, I'm just gonna set aside $100, $1,000, something like that, set an order down here and just forget about it. And then one day if I start hearing, oh my gosh, Bitcoin dipped super low, and they go and check it out, like, my order filled, sweet, got it for cheap. So it's an interesting thing, just to keep a heads up about, maybe something to plan ahead in the future. Again, if you are fairly new, if you're over here learning about Coinbase, trading platforms, then probably are a little bit new. And of course, here's your order list down here. All pairs, all statuses. You can have it all open, filled, canceled. And most of them will just have like one for open, one for filled. Because after a while, you don't want a gigantic list on there. You just want to see what the current, open order that you're waiting for it to get filled is. And you can see the columns, self-explanatory. It's not super complicated on this one because you're just spot trading. There's, no leverage involved, no contracts, anything like that. So that is, and up here is where you change, the asset pairing that you are looking at. Okay, and they finally added a watch list. That's kind of nice. So you can hit your little star here, add it to like a favorites list on your watch list. So that's cool. We got some man at Jasmy. The thing's still, people are still messing with that. All right, Chili's, dude, 16%. God, I keep procrastinating buying that. Every time I procrastinate it, just out of nowhere, it just starts to pump. I don't know. NFTs have still doing their thing lately, so I guess the NFT tokens are gonna follow right behind it. But that is about it for this one. And just real quick to close this one up, I was kind of looking at the Coinbase One thing because that's the promotion right now that they're trying to push. They got the free for 30-day thing. 0 trading fees. Buy and sell up to 10K monthly with 0 Coinbase trading fees. Spread fees may still apply. Account protection up to $1 million. Analytics via Masari Pro. Trade smarter with a 90-day trial. Blah, 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 blah. Priority phone support 24/7, which, is kind of interesting because all my people who've been in crypto for years now remember back in the day when like getting support with anything was an atrocious affair. Like, especially back when doing like KYC verification and stuff. I remember back in the day when it used to take like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've heard people say. I think I got lucky back then and mine only took like a week, but it was during like a slow period. But I was hearing horror stories of people who took like 3-4 weeks, and they would try to like, there was no number to call first off. And so they would like try to email, and maybe you might hear back like 3 to 5 business days. And so it's nice that now that Coinbase is such a much bigger company, and now they're, they got their shit together a little bit, that they actually do have some viable support options. But of course, now Coinbase is basically known as like the most reliable, safest exchange that, all the corporate and institutional investors are using. So when they gotta bring a proposal in front of the board, are they gonna say, yeah, we want to go with the Gemini isn't really that bad, but generally it's Coinbase's reputation that tends to seal the deal. And at this point, most people who are getting into crypto institutional investing and such, they've known that. They talk to other people, they read about it. They know that, okay, well, guess what? All these other guys are using Coinbase. Clearly, they've done their research. We do our research a little bit, basically come up with the same answer. And it just snowballs, and more people are like, hey, I guess that's the place to go. So, I don't know. As far as Coinbase One, I honestly don't know. Aside from those little things that I mentioned, like maybe it's just, the extra tools and the 0 fees. Is that it seems like a subscription service. Everybody's doing subscription services these days. Quite frankly, it kind of pisses me off, but couldn't tell you whether or not it's worth it, because frankly, anybody who is doing any amount of serious trading, you already know where to go. You know what you're looking for. You know what you like to use. You know your indicators. Maybe a few places here and there whose analysis or opinions you're going to listen to. And for the most part, the rest of it just kind of ends up seeming like noise. And so, especially when you first get into it, there's a ton of YouTube channels, ton of crypto Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. And it can hit you like a tsunami at first, because it's kind of coming at you from so many different directions. Everybody's got their own little style, their own opinion, their own strategies, all this stuff. And just especially starting out, just keep it simple and start learning one bit at a time. You know, start learning maybe a couple indicators. Learn to use TradingView if you want to learn to use TradingView, which is what I use for charting and pretty much everybody under the sun uses for charting. I have a playlist that literally goes over every single little icon and button and toolbar. I split up into like 4 or 5 different videos. It's not super long and ridiculous, like basically the same pace that I'm doing this video at, but maybe with a little less, you know, I don't know, ranting. So go check that out if you want to learn how to use TradingView. I mean, I literally go over everything you could possibly do in here, at least on the chart page. You know, there are other things. Yeah, I got it. You know, go into home and there's, what do they call that? Ideas and all these other pages, which I'll probably get to eventually, but you can figure it out for yourself. It's not that complicated. But as far as like all the charting tools and things like that, I'll show you how to go through and do that. And I have plenty of videos on some of the different drawing tools and indicators. And of course, you know, the channel is largely centered around this indicator right here, which is Market Cipher. It is a paid indicator that you have to pay for, but it does come with like a private community, a Discord server. And if you start watching crypto YouTube, you're going to run into a lot of people who are using it as well, from BitBoy Crypto to Frankie Candles to Debate Crypto, or at least, what's the one guy? Not Crusade. Yeah, Crypto Crusader. I think he's the one who uses it. Well, Evan Aldo's using it. Obviously, CryptoFace, he's the creator of it. But we have our own little community around the crypto space, and it's a good one. It really is. And personally, it's a great indicator. I am not sponsored by them. They are not paying for it, which, hey, if you ever see this, you know, holler at your boy. I could use a lifetime license. But yeah, no, I've got tons of videos talking about how to use Market Cipher, the various different strategies, what each little bit of it means, just the art of interpreting it. So go check it out. You know, check out the playlist, because I know there's a lot of videos on there that are just analysis that really don't mean a heck of a lot beyond that day, because the chart's constantly changing. So check out the playlist. There's all kind of good stuff on there. And I'm going to leave it at that. I will see you beautiful YouTube mother lovers pretty soon here. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I'm trying to get back to doing it more often, but I don't want to just keep doing analysis videos every other day. Everybody's doing the analysis videos. And yeah, even though I'm generally on point most of the time, I'm trying to get back to the tutorials a little bit more. So there will be more to come. I promise. We'll get back to finishing the Pine script. You know, get back to doing the little coding, making our own indicator, working on a little project with a friend of mine with getting into the trading bot. So some cool stuff coming. It's a little bit more complicated, a little bit nerdy, probably a little boring. We'll see if we can change that. I don't know. All right, remember, keep being a badass. Go watch the trading psychology videos if you don't know what I'm talking about, and have a wonderful night, evening, morning, day, afternoon, whatever the hell it is, wherever the hell you're at. All right.